Take some seconds. Or pretend you have one.
Take another one. Some of them. Come on.
Okay, and up. And please stay. Let's just introduce our instructors, please. Welcome to this seminar of Ludosport. This is Lorenzo. We're gonna lead the first practice. This is Sarah. This is Bart. And remind me of your name? Manu. So I give the ground to
And
you.
also David.
And the voice is yours.
Thank you. Okay, so welcome everyone to this little seminar. We are very, very happy to be here in Warsaw. It's for the first time that Ludosport came in Poland. So it's you are the first in this country to actually train in the Ludosport practice. I think you already know a little about us. Okay, so just a couple words to introduce the Ludosport network. Ludosport born in Italy in 2006, so it's 18 years ago. Okay, and we started to do lightsaber combat. Okay, the idea of the Founder Masters was to imagine a sport in which instead of traditional weapon, okay, you can use a lightsaber. Of course, lightsabers does not exist yet, okay, but we imagine they are like lightsabers. So every technique that have been created during the years have been created with the idea, okay, of these being almost real lightsabers, okay, and so a lightsaber is a different weapon from any other, okay. You cannot use a lightsaber like a foil or a katana or a medieval sword. So even if some, let's say, some concepts are common in every combat fighting sport, okay, so the time, the distances, and this kind of stuff, and every weapon has to be used in a different way. So the idea of the Founder Masters of Ludosport was, okay, so we have to think about the best way to use this weapon that should be different from any other weapon, okay? And then, of course, they wanted to create not a martial art, but a sport, okay? So, besides being, okay, what is the most effective way to hit and thrust in someone, okay, they decided to make some rules and to decide that there are things that can be done and things that cannot be done, okay? We do combat sport, okay, we do tournaments, we do duels, there is a league, an international league, there will be the international tournament in a couple of months, again, we have one every year, and a lot of national and local tournaments. One of the main differences between Ludosport and other lightsaber combat groups is that we use very light protections, okay? We do not have masks, we do not wear armors, okay? We just have gloves for our hands because hands are a little delicate. But the Founding Masters decided that we wanted to keep it light, okay? Lightsaber should be handled not like, again, a medieval sword. We don't want armor. The lore for lightsabers, okay? Jedi Knight does not wear armors usually, so we don't want to do that also. We want to be free to move, to be fast, to be agile during the duels, and so we have to put some rules to avoid, of course, getting hurt during the training and during duels. Okay, I'll just give you a couple hints, then we'll see. First rule for everything that we will see, we do not trust. Okay, so even if this probably is the most effective thing you can do if you want to hit or kill someone, okay, again, we are a sport and we decide in our sport rules we are not going to trust because these blades, the blades we are using are very flexible, okay, so we can hit each other with few risks, okay, let's say that, but on the contrary of a foil of the fencing and the liquid pencil, if you push, they bend, okay, these are not bending. So even if these are very light, if I thrust with the tip someone, it can be dangerous. So even if it's very, very effective, we decided to remove trust from our sports rules. Okay. The other thing, so most of our hits, most of our cuts, okay, come from the outside to the inside. So my basic action would be to go touch always from the outside to the inside of the figure and never trying to reach directly with the tip. Okay. This is the main rules. Then we have something that is similar to trust, but we'll see it. Okay. I think these are just the basic rules, and the other thing is that we are fighting, we are dueling, so we want to touch our opponents. Okay, we are not going to stop close, we are not going to block our hits and our attacks, and in order to do so, even if they are very elastic, flexible, they are not that light. If I hit her very hard with one of these, I will hurt her. Okay, so another important thing that we do in Ludosport that keeps months and months of training, basic training, is to learn how to become fast and go for the target without hurting the opponent. We call it control. Okay, we need to learn how to control our attacks, to be very fast, and to be able to touch our target without hurting our opponent. Okay, this is one of the main rules. In a tournament, if you go too hard, even a little, the judges will stop you and say, no, that was too hard. Penalty for you. Okay, yeah. So it's something that is the very core of our discipline. Couple more words, then we start. Okay. I'm talking about the core values of our discipline, so I'd like to introduce immediately one of the words, let's say, that guide all the Ludosport practice, but it's Securi. Securi, it's an acronym for 3 Italian words, actually. Ludosport born in Italy, so most of the technique names and things that you hear today will be in Italian. Because like martial arts, if you practice judo or karate, you learn the techniques in the original language. The same we do in Ludosport. So all the Ludosports in the world use the Italian names for the techniques to practice and to learn. Okay, so today we will do the same. So Securi means servizio. It's an acronym, stands for servizio, cura, rispetto. That means service, care, respect. Okay. These are the 3, let's say, values, and then there are different ways to use each one of the values, but it's the core that we share in all the Ludosport academies around the world. So, before starting, we brought some of our sabers, so if you want to use them, to try them during the training today, you are free to do. We don't have one for each other, but you can pass each other, okay, or you can use yours without problem. They are a little different. Yes. Then you can try to.
And we turn off the
Yes, now we will explain how. In second, if you keep it horizontally, it will explain how.
Okay, I explain quickly how to use them. It's a tricky at first. This is an activation mode, so you're changing the colors. No, just put it down. So our sabers does not have buttons because we found them quite annoying to have during practice. Okay, so everything is done with motion control. Okay, so if you want to activate, you just need to do this. Okay, if you want to deactivate it, you just keep it horizontal for a few seconds. Okay, and if you want to, if you keep it vertical, do a little turn. If you do a light, if you keep it like this for something, if you need it, and do it as a sound, and it will start to change color. When there is the color you like, you just put it down.
Wait a second.
And it will reset on the new color. There are 7 register color. Maybe there is not exactly what you like, okay? But you can change it with connecting it to a computer. I think you already passed all the preset color.
No pink.
No pink, no, pink is not one of the preset. Sorry, you can create it. Okay, and if you are annoyed by the sound, okay, you just want the light on. Okay, you can do it just vertical, little round, an 8, you say a double beat, and then down, and then down, and then again.
Again, please.
No, okay, you have to deactivate it to remove the sound. First deactivate it.
First activates, yeah, yes, horizontal, really horizontal, otherwise it won't work. Yes, very much.
Vertical, a little until it's the light, okay? Keep it, and then
Down.
and down. And it will activate without sound.
Yes,
You didn't have 2 hands to do that, so I
Okay.
needed 2 hands.
So, if you want to try and invite you during the day
Starting again?
to just switch stages with your
Just wait.
wherever.
As
Okay.
countermass, right?
Sorry?
It's like countermass. And then,
There,
like,
yes.
this is by the rule.
There is
There are different. Okay, we have weights on the pommel. Okay, and you can change also the number of weights to change the balance of the weight. There are heavier and lighter, bigger pommels,
Yes.
like this
Bigger
one.
movements like that one.
This is the difference. Okay, and you can change the weight change the balance according to your preference.
These symbols are the form symbols.
Yes,
Yes.
it's the Ludosport symbol for the 7 forms.
Form 1, and then in this direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the unborn yet, 6 and 7.
Okay, I think they're upside down on that. It's yes.
Okay, come on.
Okay, so before starting a training session, of course, I imagine that we do a little warm up. Okay, there are thousands of ways to do a proper warm up, so I make you do your typical warm up. Okay, I don't know what it is, so.
No, please do yours. You do like almost the same every time, so do yours.
Okay, so Manon will lead our warm up.
Okay.
Okay, it's fun.
Okay, so you can put the sabers down for now. And
Dźwięki. Fajnie, bajera.
start by, depending on the venue we have on running a bit. So we keep running circles. Let's go.
Fai un po' di foto nel caso, non alla forza. Mi è venuto in mente dopo che non è la persona che devo prendere.
Okay, go on the side like this. I don't know how to say it.
Sideways.
Sideways. Okay, other side.
To zacieśnia. To mi się chce biegać do przodu.
Watching a bit from one shoulder and then the other. Okay, forward. All right. Okay.
Cicho panowie.
And then you usually stop in careful. So, there are different warm-ups depending usually on the. Okay, there are different warm-ups depending on the form or style you are performing because they are demanding in different ways. So, for example, in some styles, we will work more on the shoulders, on the knees, the ankles. We will do, a general one, okay? So first the head. So we can do Okay. Ears to the shoulders. Trying to not break your neck. Okay, and now rolling. And now not crushing. Go up when you are backwards. One side and the other. Okay. Shoulders, small circles, wide circles. In front. And then the other way. You do it slowly. If you do it slowly, you will make a better movement. Okay, and for example, for styles with which we will be usually up, we also, well, for myself, I also add this one. Go up with your palm in the center of your body, like this. And when you're up, you just go round like this. And this, you go up with the shoulder, and very, very gently, you try to be as far as you can, to reach as far as you can. Okay, again. Here, very slowly, as far as you can. So twice or 3 times. Okay, same on the other side. We also add stuff with the sabers, for example. We can use it as a stick to do this kind of exercises. And then the bust. So you stay like this on a parallel line and go try to keep your hips forwards, not like this. And you go with your arms this way and the other way. It will twist. Okay. Okay. All right. Then we do this hip movement sometimes just to like unrest the hips. Small circles and bigger ones on one side and the other. And then the next one is a bit more specific for fighting. You bend one knee, you go on the other one, and you open your hip and go down. And you use your balance, like you're not, like you are controlling the movement. Trying to keep your hip forward, then open, and when you cannot move more, you go down. So opening and closing. and wrist and ankle, using your balance. One side and the other, okay, and then the elbows for the other ankle. Alright, and we are finishing with the fingers. We usually use this kind of stretching. You can put your hand palms up, fingers gently pushing. It uses also it stretches the wrist. Sorry. Okay. You can do it with the other hand. Some people prefer to do it on your knees, like this. You can do whichever you prefer. You can do it like this.
It's not necessary.
But if for some people, we found that this is not as strong. It's not, they're not feeling anything doing this. You are very relaxed with your wrists, okay? And the thumb, if you want to stretch it, you can also do it on your thigh. Okay, so that's it for the joints, and we will warm up with the sabers now.
Okay, so pick a saber, even one of ours. We get back in circle. So. You want to vertical? You want it to turn? And then okay, so take some space. We can stay in circle. Yes, okay. We will just finish the warm up. Usually, probably you already know how to do all this stuff with the basic spins with the saber because you do this stuff. So when for one, especially in let's say basic training, we just finishing warming up our wrist and our arms, doing some spins. So we have the classic spin, but we call it ring, okay, and the classic spin backward, we call it knee. Okay, we are all proficient in this, so I won't stay here too long. And then we have the cross one, okay, in which you just change. Okay, and then you can do all the same things with the left hand, okay? But one particular thing that we recommend in our practice is if you change, usually you use your main hand. How many leftovers are there? Left-handers, sorry. Left-handers. Lefties. Nobody?
Okay.
One?
No one?
No one? Fantastic. Yeah. Easier. Okay, so your right hand, your correct hand, okay, usually it's up high here, and the secondary hand it's down below. And when we change hand, even for spins and rings, okay, we don't change the position of the secondary hand. Okay, so if we do this on the right, we will do this on the left. It will change the lever and the sensation, but the idea is that when I'm fighting Banam, if I want to change my hand to do something else, I don't have time to do this because I will grab myself. Okay, so the secondary hand is always here, and if I want to do things with the secondary hand, I have to get used to control the saber from this position, not from here. Okay. Then, of course, there are tons of spins and rings in sequence that you probably already know perfectly how to do and everything else. So we are not going to spend so much time on this. Probably you're better than us on this. Okay, so let's start talking about the first form of our discipline. Like many combat or choreography lightsaber groups, we are grabbing from the SaberArts lore the 7 forms idea, okay? And so also in Ludosport we divided all our techniques in 7 forms, okay? But are still being developed, okay? Because 18 years ago can be considered quite a long time, but in a, let's say, in a sporting world, in the sport world, it's not that much, okay? 18 years of practice is something, but it's not that much. So even in Ludosport, we are still finishing to developing some of the forms, especially 6 and 7 are still under the master's training, let's say, supervision. And even some of the other forms keeps being updated year by year by the experience of the network, the instructor course, the results on the tournaments, and this kind of stuff. So it's not a fixed discipline yet, okay, but it's still evolving. We can say that the first forms are a little more solid. Still, we are starting to create, let's say, update courses for the instructors worldwide, even in the first forms, because in the years, little things change and people have to be updated. Okay. So we will spend 1 hour, 1 hour and a half now learning some basics of our Form 1. Okay, that is the basic of everything. And then we will spend the rest of the morning showing and trying some other things of advanced forms. Okay. In Ludosport, Form 1 works very similar. The stance and the basic movements can recollect you some movements that you have already seen, for example, in medieval swords, or also in katana, or in kendo. Okay. So the basic stance, what we call guardia, guard. Okay. The basic stance in Form 1 works this way. So you have your right hand, in this case your main hand, here up near the emitter. The grip on the hilt, it's not like this, it's not a fist, but we call it a pistol grip. It's like you're holding a gun, okay, a pistol, and you do the same on the hilt. So your pointer, it's a little above your thumb, okay? And the second one is just grabbing here with no specific direction. The important thing is not to have them too close, okay? You need some space to maneuver the saber between the two hands. Okay, the basic guardia position, okay, your legs are wide open like your shoulders, and you will use this line to make you understand. You will bring one of your foot, whatever the one you prefer, back, okay, but not in line. I'm not doing this, I'm keeping the two different rails, okay, and I will just put it back and lean it a little outside. Okay. My legs are bent, the grip on the saber is here relaxed at the height of my waist, okay, and my back is straight, okay, and I'm looking for in front of me towards my target, my opponent usually, okay. The idea, okay, is to have my saber in the direction of the eyes of my opponent. That means that this can change a little according to the height of your opponent and the distance between you and it. Okay, it's not a still position. Okay, you use it moving, so when you move, you can adapt it and keep changing. Okay. This is the basic position what we will use today. Okay, so take some space and let's do this. Okay, let's try to face everyone in this direction. Okay, you can also form a couple lines, please. You don't have to be all on the same line. You can do a couple steps, exactly. A couple steps forward. Come.
One in two.
Exactly. One to just to be sure that I at least come in. Very space. Don't be shy. I'm calling you because you're the only one name. Okay. Okay, you can do a couple steps back. Okay, so every time today we will call guardia, we will put ourselves in this position. Okay. Important things is to have your knees bent, okay, your legs straight, and you are not going to stretch nor your arms nor your legs. Okay. you're always, everything is always relaxed, everything is always back. This is why, because when I start to move, okay, if my arms are stretched, before I can do anything, I have to unstretch and then go. Instead, I'm already relaxed and ready to do something else. Okay, so it's a very relaxed position. It's not a tense position. When I am in guardia, I'm relaxed and I'm ready to intervene and move in every direction. Okay, so let's start to see actual techniques. I use my mouth because I can keep sound there. Okay. Even if we don't use masks or helmets, okay, the head is one of the target of our sport. Okay, we can hit each other on the head. We cannot hit on the face, okay, so not direct target on the face, but coming from above on the head, it's something, but it's not only possible, but it's actually a very good target. Okay, so we will start to see this, the most dangerous technique of the Form 1, the hit for the head, but we call it, in our sport, we call it fendente. If you have done other sports with sabers or swords, maybe you already know the word fendente, and it can relate to a slightly different technique. This is the fendente in Form 1 in Ludosport. Okay, so from our guarded position, I will show you now, then we will do it together step by step. Okay, from our guarded position, I will do this movement, but we call it disempeño, but it's a disengage. Okay, so I am disengaging my leg from my one leg, and from this position, actually, I can start with a number of attacks, different attacks, and she still doesn't know what I'm going to do. Okay, but I'm in a great position. Okay, from here, I will raise my saber up. Okay, just in front of me, not behind. Okay, and then I will step forward a little and raise just the blade down. Okay, hitting with the tip of my blade her head. Okay, without touching her blade. Okay, in this case there is a guardia, I don't really know. So the idea, okay, with no guardia, the idea of the action should be this. Okay. What are common mistakes here? Okay. Common mistakes number 1, and that can help us explaining how we use this saber. I don't want to charge my attack. Okay, this is a lightsaber. We don't need strength. Okay, if we are using a katana, maybe some of you are trained with a katana. Okay, when you teach hit like this with a katana, they teach you to charge with your body and then to push with the idea of cut until this here, because you have to cut through another katana, the armor, the flesh of your opponent. So this will be very bad because I never trained properly with a katana, but this will be the idea of cutting with a metal sword. Okay, so we have lightsabers, we don't want to do that. We have to be fast, okay, and precise. So this is the fastest way to reach the head of my opponent, avoiding a possible guardia, a possible obstacle, something here in the middle. Okay, because hands are a target for us. Okay, so if I just raise my hands here, she's blocking my attack. So I remove hands and overcome the obstacle. Okay, that's the main idea. Okay, we will try to practice it together. Then there's also guardia. It's step by step, so don't worry about. Okay, we started okay, so it's in the fendente does already matter.
Yes, sure.
Okay, okay. So first movement, disempeño. Okay, it's not too close to your face. Okay, it's always a little distant. Okay, then raising up, not taking it back, but the tip is almost always a little leaning forward. Okay, and then we do a step and we just go down with the tip. Okay, we don't lower our arms. Okay, but we just lower the tip. Okay, guardia. Imagine you have now an opponent of your same height. Okay, and you have just to touch his head with your tip. Again, disempeño, up, step, down. Guardia. Try always when you do the steps, okay, not to go on a line, okay? Always remember, it's like you are a train on rails, okay? And your foot stay, each one on a different rail, okay? So when I step, okay, my feet always stay in two different rails and never go in line. This is because I'm losing balance if I'm going on a line, okay? Again, guardia, disimpegno, up, step. Guardia, disimpegno, up, step. Guardia, one more, disimpegno, up, step. Okay? Now we'll do it in one single movement, so I will just call it fendente. We will go very slow, okay? No need to go fast, okay? You know the 3 steps, so in your mind, I say fendente, and you in your mind can do, okay, 1, 2, 3, but without stopping between each movement, okay? Just follow me for speed. Let's go very, very slow. There is no need to go fast, okay? So, guardia, fendente. Guardia, fendente. Guardia, fendente. Guardia, fendente. Okay, try, most of you are doing it properly, try not to lean forward too much, okay? You don't want to lose your balance, you have to do this and stay always the same position of the guardia. I've just done a step and these are different, but the position remains the same. If I lean forward, okay, I will lose balance and she blocks, she avoided and I have to, I don't know, go back, defend myself, do something else, and will be slower. Okay, instead it's just step, 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 always keeping your balance central. Okay, I call you some other fendente, and now me, Manon, and David will pass by in front of yourself, okay? And you will have to touch our head, okay? One of the things, again, we touch people. Sorry. We hit each other with the blades during our duels, our fights. So one part of the training, especially the basic training, is to get people used to hit the opponent, their classmates with the blade. Okay, starting maybe if you are not sure about their control, their things, the instructor usually is the one that takes the lead, and then you learn them to practice on each other and not to go fast. Okay, the idea is that people that is starting this training should be a little afraid of hurting someone else. Okay, so going slow, using all your control, etc., etc. Okay, so guardia, again, fendente. Okay, nice. Guardia, fendente. Don't be afraid. Go. Guardia. Fendente. Okay. Guardia. Fendente. Guardia. Fendente. Guardia. Fendente. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Guardia.
I put my hand in it.
Fendente.
Yes.
I didn't feel it. Guardia, don't be too afraid. It's my hand. Guardia. Here. Okay. Fendente.
Yes.
Okay. See? Nothing happened. Guardia. Fendente. Okay. Guardia. Fendente. Hopefully. Okay. Remember. Guardia. I've seen some of you now, especially that they're trying to hit my head, but you're lowering your hands in front of your eyes. You don't want to do this because you have to keep the sight of what's happening. My opponent is blocking, he's moving, he's doing something else. I don't want to have my hands in front of my face. Okay, so the hands are up here and then complete vision of what's happening all the time. Guardia, couple more. Fendente. Fantastic. Guardia. Fendente. Guardia. Okay. You're a little much in line.
Don't forget
Okay.
this step.
Just wait. way you have more balance. Guardia? Fendete. Okay. Okay.
Everyone did
Yes. Thank you, guys. So, this is a first idea. Of course, we don't want to be hit by blades on our head, usually. So, the other thing that you have to learn fast after you learn how to attack target is to defend that target. Okay? So, we're gonna see very fast the basic defense for a vendetta. Okay? In Form 1, most of our attacks, most of our offenses, okay, come from the outside to the inside. So most of our defenses in Form 1 are just blocks. Okay, I'm trying to block the line, okay, from which the attack is coming. So they can seem very simple, very straightforward, nothing too technical in this kind of defense. Okay, so let's see it together. Let me just show you first. So Manon will keep me confident. And if I do nothing, then just say one and take my distance, she will leave me. I don't want that. Okay? I want to block. So I have two basic blocks from the guardia position, and then I can do a block of quinta, guardia, period quinta, or guardia, block of sesta. Okay? Quinta and sesta means fifth and sixth. Okay? So we usually start numbering them from down. Okay? Prima, first, seconda, second, terza, third, quarta, fourth, quinta, fifth, and sesta, sixth. Okay, we are starting on the contrary just because it's easier. Okay, technically. So how they work? They seem pretty straightforward, but there are some technicalities that have to be considered. Okay, I'll show you. Then we will do it together. So just watch me for a minute. Okay, so from the guardia position, okay, first thing that I want to move is not the blade, but it's the hilt. The hilt controls the blade. Okay, so I don't care about the blade. It will move anyway. Okay, my hilt from this position will just raise up on my side like a semicircle, this way. Okay, and it will finish on my side. Okay, so not above my head. On my side, above my head, because if I'm here and the fendente arrives properly, and then, okay? So it has to be higher than my head and also in front of me, because if it's too back and it's light, go down with the net and slide a little, okay? It can hit my arm or the face, worst case scenario. Okay, so imagine like you're a unicorn and you have a horn in your head going straight up, okay? And so the blade must touch the tip of your horn, okay? So, and it does this, just a semicircle. And of course, on the other side, the sesta will be the same on the other side. There are a little difference between quinta and sesta. For us right-handers, you will find yourself in the quinta with your arms crossed, okay? Instead in the sesta, they will be not, okay? So probably most of you will be more comfortable in a sesta, because having the arms crossed can make you feel a little constricted, okay? Still, we will learn both. So, guardia, very, very slow. Quinta, guardia, quinta, guardia. On the other side, you can do a step back, sesta, if you have the wrong foot, guardia, sesta, guardia, quinta, guardia, sesta, guardia, let me check on you a little, quinta, ok, guardia, quinta, guardia, sesta, ok, try to, guardia, ease for a moment. Another thing that I didn't specify, another technicality, but it's very important. We want the blade to be horizontal, okay, the most possible. Why? There are two reasons. Even if we are using things that we call lightsabers, these are a little different from the movie's lightsabers, okay? During the movie, when two sabers clash, they block, and stay back, and you can just release them, okay, to unblock them. This slides, okay, we know it, and we have to face it. okay, where is no way. So, if you block a pendente, having this a little leaning, this will happen easily. Even if there is a bounce, okay, the automatic bounce will be this, okay. You can leave it on the other side a little, okay, it's less dangerous, let's say, but it's not ideal yet. What we want is the bounce effect. If she's coming with a little speed energy, horizontal, vertical line, horizontal, the blade will bounce, okay? And this is what we're searching for. So, not this is a little better, but still wrong, this, okay? Trying to be more horizontal. Okay, let's do a couple more, very fast. Guardia, quinta, guardia. Some of you forgot right to that, but it's fine. Guardia, again, quinta, focus Sara. Yes. Guardia. Okay, very good. Fast, sesta. Okay, good enough. Now, we have seen one attack, we have seen a couple of defense, so let's start each other. Okay, so I want now to form pairs, okay, and just please, okay, just form two lines here, guardia and guardia, okay, here and there. One in front of each other, okay. David, thank you. Okay, fantastic. So, I want you now, Sarah, okay, to put yourself in guardia, one in front of the other. This should be more or less the distance. Okay, you can have different sabers, but consider the longer one. Okay, that's it. Okay, more or less. This should be the distance of exercise. What I want you to do now is that one line will perform a pendente, and the other line will block. Okay, with a quinta or with a sesta, we don't really care. They are the same. Starting from the guardia, you can use a quinta or a sesta, whichever you prefer. Okay, the idea, so I will call the fendente, for example, my line will do the fendente doing a step back, forward, okay? And you will do a quinta or a sesta doing a movement backward. It can be a step, it can be an half step, it can be something, I don't want now to stay here talking about steps too much. Okay, so when I call fendente, it will happen this way, fendente. Okay, your target is always the head, so if she missed the block for somehow, you should be at this distance on her head. Okay, you should be. Now, it's your first time, so if you do it, don't worry too much. Okay, just try to go for the head and not go for the shoulders or for the blade or for the hands. Okay, so this line, the line on my side from, what's your name? Kate, sorry. From Kate to Martin, okay, let's start learning next. From Kate to Martin, you will start attacking with a fendente, okay? The other line will just block with a quinta or a sesta, okay? Yes. Okay, guardia, fendente, okay? Guardia, fendente, okay, better sound. Guardia, I want to hear a little clash. Not too hard, not a little bit. Fendente. Guardia. A couple more. They are very high. Go down. Go over. Fendente. I need no sense. Guardia. Yeah. A couple more. Fendente. Guardia. They are not aligned. Ask them. My professional photographer is asking you to try to align a little more, okay, for cool pictures. Maybe you do a couple steps, please. Fantastic. Yes. Okay, it's good enough?
Good enough?
Yes.
Arm your saber if you can. David, please. It's okay, it's okay. Just put it down. No. Keep stuff. Guardia.
Okay, this color.
It's okay.
Just for the picture, I will like.
Guardia. Fendente. Guardia. One more. Fendente. Guardia was line, last one. Fendente. Okay, now change, so the other line will attack. Okay, so if you received a very strong hit, you can give it back. Guardia. Okay. It's okay, the sound is okay. Guardia. Fendente. Okay. What's the name? Thomas. Thomas. Okay, try not to charge. Okay. Exactly. Guardia. Fendente. Guardia. Don't touch my saber. Fendente. Better. Still think that your saber is going to fall if you just release it. Guardia. Fendente. Yes. Guardia. Nice. Guardia. Fendente. Guardia. One more. Fendente. Okay. Back in line, please. Back in line. We're going to move fast, so I will show you more techniques and then we can start practice. Always also moving a little. Okay. So we've seen Fendente and lots. We're going down. So after the Fendente, the head target, we're going down a little more here. Okay, fine here. We're lowering our attacks. So these are high attacks, the things that come from eye to the head or the high part of the shoulders are called high attacks. And now we're coming from the side, so we have medium attacks. Okay. Our basic medium attack in Format, it's called Lateral, that means lateral. The names, we have not that much fantasy. Okay, so how it works? Okay, the idea now, okay, I will just show you a lateral sinistro, that is this one, okay. The idea now is that I want to cut, we were cutting vertical, now we want to cut horizontal, okay. My target is the part that goes from the shoulder to the elbow of my opponent, okay, so not here, but even not here, okay. I want to touch this part. And of course, there is a little problem. According if we do things similar to the Fendente, okay, if we just do this and we advance, there is an obstacle. I can't really do this. Okay, so instead of just going forward, we are also going to move on the side. Okay, we call it doing an exit out of the line. Imagine imaginary line between me and her here. Okay, and I have to exit this line to avoid the guardia. Okay, to avoid the guardia, avoid obstacles, and this kind of stuff. So, from my guardia position, what will I'm going to do? I will still do the disempeño, same as the Fendente. Now, instead of just going forward, I'm going forward and on the side, so I will move diagonal on this line. Okay, and while doing this step, I will prepare my saber already in the horizontal line. Okay, this is already in the line and at the correct height. From this position, I will just ask very, very tiny rotation with my back leg, okay? And the body will follow. See? Leg, arms, chest are connected. I'm not hitting just with the arms, okay? But I'm rotating my whole body to go for the target, okay? This way, I'm faster because this movement is faster than this, especially if you are not as strong in your arms as me, okay? And it's more control because it's easier for me to control the motion of the whole body instead of just stopping my arms, okay? So the idea, what should happen, okay, should be something like that, okay? And of course touching, and on the other side, okay? The important thing is going out and use the whole body for the rotation and not the hands for the strike, okay? We will do it again, step by step. So now, 2 lines, try to be like a chess board. Okay, one in front, one behind, because you need a little space on the side now. Okay, so try to have it. Okay, so let's start everybody with our left foot in front of us, just for being able to do all the same things. So from the guardia position, okay, I have a disempeño, then I have my step, we will go on the right, okay, diagonal step on this direction, and while I'm doing the step, I will also lean my blade horizontal, so this way. Okay, let's go back, guardia, disempeño, step out, and then back leg, little rotation, this, okay? You don't have to turn 90 degrees or more, okay? If my opponent is in front of me, but stay in front of me for a while, okay? If my opponent is here in front of me, okay? Look, my rotation is very little to reach the target. I don't want to do this, okay? So you don't need a lot of movement. Guardia, okay? Left foot in front of you. Disempeño, step, rotation. Guardia, disempeño, step, rotation. Guardia, one more. Disempeño, step, rotation. Fantastic. Now we will do it in one action. Okay, so I will just hold the attack, but it will be laterale destro. Destro means right. Okay, so laterale on the right. Okay. Again, sorry for the Italian, but it's how it is. So from here, very slow. Remember the 3 steps: 1, 2, 3. So laterale destro. Andiamo. Laterale destro. Andiamo. Laterale destro. More. Laterale destro. Okay, fantastic. So, just for, because it's more comfortable right now, we switch the front foot, okay, and we go on the other side. It's not necessary, but we will talk about it. So, on the left, disempeño, step on the left. Now our arms will be crossed on this side, little rotation. Guardia, disempeño, step, rotation. Guardia, one more, disempeño, step, rotation. Okay, let's try to do it in one single action, and this will be laterale sinistro, that means left laterale. Okay, laterale sinistro. Yeah. Laterale sinistro. Yeah. More. Laterale sinistro. Yeah. Let's see. Laterale destro. Sparring. Okay. Of course, maybe you're. I made you switch your front foot, okay, because it's more comfortable to exit the line in the direction in which you can take that full step, okay. We are not working today a lot on this, but of course, during a duel, you don't know if you are going to find yourself in this way, in this way. You can't always decide, okay, what you need. So, of course, if I have to go on the right, I can, and I have the full step to do, okay. If I am with the opposite position, I won't do a full step, but I will do what we call half step. So instead, we will do this, okay? One thing that we want always to avoid, especially for one, is to cross our legs, okay? I won't ever do this, because this completely fuck my balance, okay? So always try not to cross your legs when you're moving. In Form 1, my legs are always in 2 trails, okay? And they never cross each other, even if I'm changing direction. Okay, let's see immediately the blocks for these lateral attacks, so then you can try to do it in pairs. So blocks like Defendente are very, very easy, probably are the easiest block of Form 1. Okay, still, you will see when we start to do some dynamic, it will be the one you will miss for sure. Because simple things our body is not used to do. Okay, so if Manon is attacking me with a laterale, on this side please, okay, I will block this way with a terza, okay, thank you, or on the other side, almost, I'm correct, you know, with a quarta, okay, nothing strange here, okay, still, again, a couple of technicalities to be sure we're doing it properly. From our guarded position, on the right side there is the terza, the third. Okay? We always have odd numbers of blocks on the right and even numbers on the left. Just to be so. First, third, 5, second, fourth, 6. How it works? I will raise my saber up, trying to be more vertical possible because, again, we were defending the vertical attack with an horizontal block. Now we have horizontal attack, vertical block. Strange here, so I will raise it and then do a little rotation, okay, on my side, keeping my hands low, okay. Common mistakes, okay, leaning my blade forward. This will invite her, guide her directly to my hand. Again, we are searching for this kind of reaction, okay. Second mistake, having my hands too high. If she's aiming here, okay, and my hands are here, of course, this is a point. Even if she just touched my hand, this will be considered a point on the chest, okay? So my hands are down here. Third mistake, but is the most common, I would say, is too much rotation. Again, we don't want to rotate too much. If we rotate too much, this will happen, okay? Instead, you have to imagine your blade even as your shield, and everything of my body should be behind the shield. No? Even if she slides, push a slide, open. Okay? I'm safe. Okay? This should be the idea. The moment I turn a little too much, okay, no? Even if I block, if she slides, I'm dead. Okay? So the blade is here, in line, probably with the front leg, that is the most advanced part. Okay, and here. Here I'm protected. Here I'm no more protected. Okay, the more I go, of course, the less I'm protected. So it's not a wide movement, it's always bam. Okay, and of course you have to change your foot if you are protecting your left side and your left foot, okay, to a step back, because if not, you're going to find yourself all twisted and out of balance. Okay, very fast, we'll try it together. Guardia. So, we'll start on the right with a terza. Guardia. Terza. Guardia. Let's try on the other side. Quarta. Guardia. Quarta. Guardia. Terza. Guardia. Quarta. Okay. So, let's for pairs again. All pairs. I will introduce now a little twist, but is one of the most difficult things for people to learn in Ludosport, but it's what we call giro. Giro means turning, okay? So every time you see giro, you just reach your position with a person, one position on your right, okay? So if you're here, you'll be here, okay? If you are on the limit, so there's nothing on your right, no one on your right, you'll just reach line, okay? Is it clear? Just do one position on your right, very easy. Let's try it. Giro. On your right, and if you are yeah. Okay. If you are all changing songs, if you go on the right, you are not expecting to be with the person exactly diagram, with the person here. This is a very fun way, easy way during classes to avoid people training always with the same other. Okay. So again, now. So now, what are we gonna do? The same thing. Okay, so I will call the attack. So it will be laterale destro, numerale line, the person on that line will do attack, for example, laterale destro, and I will go with a block. Okay? And then guardia, and we go back. Nothing different from below. I will just ask you if you can do a couple steps here, you will use a couple steps in this direction, couple steps, so you have space on your side. Okay, a little more, and you avoid to. Okay. So, the line from your name. Sorry, Matteo.
The line on the wall and the line
No. I want to learn your names. Matteo. And yes.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
That's not your real name.
Vladimir. Okay, this is very good. But that's true. Vladimir, okay, you will start to attack. Okay, the other line will defend accordingly to the attack. Okay? Very good. And remember, your target is here, from elbow to shoulder. Okay? So if you have an opponent, but it's different in height, like these two guys, okay, the target remains the same. If I want to stay still, okay? If I want to touch here, this will be my attack. For him, it will raise a little more, but I can do the same height for Sarah, for example. Okay, so my attack will be here. Always horizontal. I'm not leaning the blade differently. Always horizontal, but at the proper height. Okay? Guardian, very slow. No need to rush. So, laterale on the right. Destro. Okay. Guardian. Okay, too high. See, you are at the height of their face. You have to here, so lean your legs, lower your whole arm area. Okay. Guardia. Try again. Laterale destro on the right. Okay, not bad. Guardia. Guardia. Laterale destro. Always on the right. Guardia. One more. Laterale destro. Yes, good. Good man. Guardia.
Just now.
Let's try the other side.
So, first thing.
Let's try the other side. So, laterale sinistro on the left.
The other side.
Guardia. See that with the feet a little bit more. Guardia. Laterale sinistro. Guardia.
Yes.
Laterale sinistro. Guardia. Laterale destro. You're also learning Italian today. What a great day. Guardia. Laterale sinistro, left. Guardia. One more. Laterale destro, right. Guardia again, last one. Laterale sinistro, left. Ok, guardia. Fendente. We have seen two things, come on. Okay. Now, switch, okay, other change, the other line will perform an attack. Okay? Laterale destro. On the right, sorry. Okay. Face. Laterale destro, right. Okay, try not to rotate too much and go across. Guardia. Well, I guess it's the first time. You're not meant to be perfect today. Guardia. Laterale destro, again. Okay, guardia. One more. Laterale destro. Okay, easy. I mean, maybe you're Guardia. Yeah, you are very tall, so you have to lower your legs and also this. Okay, you can move this to mini horizontals, different weight. Okay, and so you can guardia, laterale sinistro, ok, no, bene, no, guardia, laterale sinistro, guardia, let's try laterale destro, right, guardia, laterale destro, right? Ok. Guardia. Laterale sinistro. Ok. Guardia, you are prepared for. Guardia. Laterale sinistro. Good. Guardia. Guardia. Pendente. Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. You can go back in line. Almost. Back in line, please. Okay, so now, of course, dueling is not just attack, guardia, attack. Oh, sorry. Dueling is not just, of course, attack, guardia, attack, guardia. Okay, dueling means sequences of attack and blocks and defenses. Okay, so we're starting to do some sequences. Okay, we have some exercises, but we call them legature, but literally means linking. In this case, attacks and or defenses. Okay, so we're going to do a legatura with the techniques we have seen so far. So with the laterali, the pendente, and the blocks. Okay, and we're trying to start to move. Okay, in a very simple way, just going straight forward and back. Okay. So actually, this is the second legatura, because we haven't seen all the techniques for the first one. But let's start. So the legatura is both a sequence of attacks, and of course there has to be a sequence of defenses that are correct. Okay. So the second legatura, okay, will start with a laterale, for example, a laterale destro. Okay. Then it will become a fendente, a little different from what you see because I'm trying to.
It's too horizontal.
I know. I'm trying to make it more dynamic. So with a in, with a spin, I will go with a fendente, and then on the other side with a laterale, and then fendente. This should be the basic idea of the sequence of attacks. Okay. Of course, it's not only attacks. Even the sequence of defenses has to have an order and a sense. Okay, I can't use like when I was in Guardia and I'm receiving a fendente, I can use a quinta, I can use a sesta, and it doesn't matter. In this case, I'm not moving from the Guardia, but I'm moving from another position, so it will change the block that I should use to do a certain pattern. Okay, that means, okay, let's say it starts from there. Okay, that means if it starts with a laterale destro, that means destro, yeah. Okay, I will do this, and my next block, no, for fendente, will be this one, in which my saber will just pass here and protect me. Okay, why? Because if I do another movement and it is even a little faster, my risk is to do this. Okay, so what I want to avoid? I want to avoid my tip to act. You have to imagine a circle around you or your opponent. Okay, and I'm protecting this circle. So my blade, my tip in particular, has to stay inside this circle to be sure that I'm always protected. So this way, I'm always protected, and then run, 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 run. If I put my tip out of the circle, this will happen. Okay? So it's very important to be sure to do the right block in the proper moment according to your starting position. So it's very easy. From when you start, you will receive an attack on the side. From here, the hilt will cross in front of me, block. Down, cross, okay. We have to avoid this kind of movement, that we call hooks. Okay, if you do this, the chance of hooking the blade of your opponent and bring it inside the target is quite high, and you want to avoid it. You will do mistakes, but it's fine. Okay, so we're all We'll start doing 3 lines with David here, Hakim, Monza. So I can do it. It will be the one. Okay. So 3 people, this one from Sarah, one from Hanon, one from David. I will guide you. I don't want. Okay. And one more thing before starting. Okay. So now they will do this sequence and you will block. Okay. Or if you miss, they will just touch you very gently. Okay. One important thing you will experience by then. When you are going to have to arrive at the end of the gym, okay, or maybe to a stair, there is the wall, whatever, okay, they will tell you distance. Distanza means distance, okay, and again, it's the international word, it's always in Italian, that we used to do to alert our training mate that there is an obstacle, there is a wall, there is an end of the gym. There is someone who is passing by this way. Okay. If your classmates tell you distanza, you stop. Okay. The exercise stops and you stop and you don't go back. You don't go back anymore. Okay. So remember this. Because later we will have to okay. So you know can do this direction very a little bit. Okay, so guys, we can start with lateral. Nice. Okay? Thank you.
And in the wrong position.
Okay. No, we can start from here. Now, you have experienced a little defense or motion, movement. Now you will face each other. Okay, so guys. Okay. Don't worry about the attack sequences. Okay. I will call it for you at the start. Okay. So please, there, 2 people here, 2 people here, 2 people here. Captain, thank you. Yes. Someone. Okay. So a couple more here. Okay. Fantastic. So. Okay, so I will call for the attackers the first 3 rounds of that 3 rounds of attacks. Okay, then after when you are more or less here, I say okay go, and you will go with your rhythm, keeping the same sequence. Okay, sequence complete. Lateral, mental, mental. Okay. We'll start everyone with a lateral on the right. Okay, quindi guardia. Laterale destro, fendente, laterale sinistro, fendente, destro, fendente, sinistro, fendente, and go. So, 6 more. No. Sorry. I'm wrong. Stay there.
Stay there.
Stay there. Okay. Guardian. No, guardian. You have to go back. No. Okay. So again, I will call you the first attacks, and then you go. Okay. So guardian. Always on the right. Laterale destro. Fendente. Sinistro. Fendente. Destro, fendente, sinistro, fendente, and go. Okay, now 6 more. 6 more. Come on, don't be shy. Yeah, you're. Go. Yeah, you're going to do it with me again. That's my favorite. Okay. Guardia. Okay. So we start always on the right. Destro. Fendente. Sinistro, fendente, destro, fendente, sinistro, fendente, and go. You have the sequence. This way, you can always yes. Okay. Half step. Okay. And this is okay. Okay, so ready, always on the right, destro, fendente, sinistro, fendente, face, okay? You can go. You have the sequence now. Too many times. No, always a step forward. Go, go, go. I will just push you forward. So you can't stay still or go back. Okay. Raise your hands more. Exactly. What's happening? Okay. Okay. Nice. Open it. Okay. What is it? Okay. Okay, we'll go another round. So, who wants to try one more? Who wants to try one more? I mean, it's just me and Oliver right now, so I want another couple here. Someone with Bartek. Come on, another round. Who wants to do another round? Well, I will put the ship with you. Okay. What can we call the yes?
Guardia, laterale destro, pendente, laterale sinistro, pendente, laterale destro, and go on, guys. It's okay, go on. Up, here, up, here, okay.
Now we should know, so no go. Let's just start with a destro and then you go. Okay, let's start here. Here. Which time is it? Okay. What did you do? We wanna. Next one. No. Just show them.
Guys, any more attacks for more?
Let's just go. So do you want to run actual speed? Okay. I guess we can do nothing. I mean, we were just going slow because we want you to understand. Of course. Yeah. Yes. We can see the. Yes. No. Oh, yes.
I don't have to move the camera.
Okay, guys, back in line.
Come on.
So, of course, this was just one of the many exercises, and the rhythm was quite slow, of course, because we were trying to make you feel and try to do the movements correct. Okay. The idea, it can go a little faster, but the idea of this exercise is not to become fast. Okay, but it is to become very smooth in the transition between one action and the other. So even I'm not going to go very fast because it doesn't make sense in this kind of exercise to go very, very fast. Okay, so the idea here should be something that fits. Sorry. Okay, this can be a common practice exercise exercise during the class, just to warm up and again all the directions, and then again. We can do a little faster, but it's not really the purpose of it, although we can do it a little faster. Okay? We are not creating a choreography. Okay? We are trying, but it's not intended creating a choreography, but it's a different purpose. Okay? So, Bartek asks if there are more attacks and techniques in Form 1. Of course there are. I haven't spoke about crosses. Okay? In Form 1 we divided our attacks and our defenses into two crosses. Okay? We have the first cross that has the vertical and the horizontal line, and we have seen a little more than half of this actually. And then there is the second cross that goes for the diagonal lines. Okay? So, just to show you and maybe practice a little the end of the first cross, prima croce. Okay, in Italian. We have seen vertical from above, we have seen horizontal on both sides, and then we have vertical from below. Okay, but it's a little different. Our horizontal attacks are more or less mirroring each other. Okay, there is a little difference in the cross of the arm. Okay, but you can do on the left more or less what we are doing on the right. With the vertical lines, it's impossible, because if we do this and if we mimic this from below, I will have to cut myself, okay, and to pass here. So that's not the idea. So we are forced to move the blade on one side or the other, and then going for the vertical line. But because again of the cross of the arms, if we move on the right or on the left, it changed a lot. And so even if we have one technique, we have the same technique mirrored for laterali, destro and sinistro, okay, and two different techniques for the low attacks, okay. Let's start with most similar of what you know. So if we are right-handed, so if we move our blade on the right for searching a vertical strike from below, okay, we have what we call montante, okay, and it works more or less like this, aiming to the knee of my opponent. I'm not going up, okay, I'm aiming to the knee. I don't want to go here. Here it's dangerous for her face, for her hair. I can go stabbing, okay, and this is something to avoid. If someone during a fight do something like this, the judge can stop you, say, okay, this is, even if you don't hit, but it's potentially dangerous, so you can have a verbal warning or directly a penalty. Okay. So my aim is to hang in here and go for the target. And this is quite similar to what you know. So disimpegno, I have to move slightly on the right, and then I have to do what we call a nia, a backward spin, okay? Rotating, as soon as my blade surpasses my leg, then I can advance, pushing forward both my hands and go searching for my target, first target for the point that is the knee of my opponent, okay? And this is on the right side. On the left side, it's a little more complicated, because I can't do the same, because my arms cross each other, so I'm blocked, okay? So, there is an exception on the typical Form 1, let's say, rules, okay? Most of the attacks in Form 1 are two-handed. When I want to do a vertical line from below, I will use one hand, because if not, I'm blocked. So we have a technique called rovescio, okay? The rovescio works this way, okay? I can completely change also the stance. I'm not facing my opponent anymore, okay? So I will do my disimpegno. I will rotate my whole body going on a line towards my target, with the feet towards my target, a little turn of my wrist, and then the blade will follow the line of my feet and of my body. I will lean a little, and we will hit the target or the cell phone of Sarah, but is at bottom. Okay, here or maybe a little here, according to where is my opponent. But I will search always this straight line, not a diagonal one, because that's another thing for the second cross. Just to let you know. Okay, and how I block, just to let you see the differences, because we are seeing vertical attack, horizontal block, horizontal block, attack, vertical block. If we want to keep the same concept, fammi un attacco basso, I should do something like this, but it's very impractical. Okay, So even the low blocks are different from the rest, okay? And it becomes no more really blocks, more like interception and deviation, okay? So it will become, yes, something more like this, okay, in which if she advance, her tip is out of the target, okay? And on the other side, the same. I have to protect this part and slightly push her out of my target, okay? This is, I can do it with low blocks because my grip, the grip and attacks are even softer. You can't really push a lot with this kind of grip or with this kind of grip. Here you can push and then you need a stronger block to defend yourself. Okay, here it's more a fast and very treachery attack, okay, because I'm searching for a line but it's very difficult to defend, okay. This area, but right here, it's difficult to defend, so I have to be good in intercept and deviate and not just put my saber here and wait for the attack and just block it. It's a little different, a little more technically. Then, just to speak, okay, then if you want to practice some of this, we can, or we can go on to see something different. Just to speak, then we have seconda croce, okay. I won't stay here, but we have on the high attacks, okay, so diagonal from above to below, we have diagonals, okay, but simply can go like this, one, okay, and two. The idea is that this cutting line, but my target is here, touching, going back, or at least I can go back in guardia. And then we have lower attacks on the diagonal line, that's a little different. They're called levanti, they work in a different way from the other, but they are more pushing attacks, closing more the distance. So from this position, I will go here, closing, cutting and pushing. The idea is that if she has a low block of the prima and seconda, okay, so you can put the guardia, and she go with a low block there, with this kind of movement, I can push and enter because her grip here is not strong. She can resist if she wants, but from this distance I will enter and push and touch. Okay, so it's a little more energetic. Without being strong, like I'm not hitting her, trying to crush everything. I'm pushing using my body. Okay, I can be I can be very energetic, but in completely control. Okay, I'm just pushing it. Okay, and pushing it is something that I can use a lot of energy without actually hurting her. It's the difference between giving her a punch. Okay, if I punch her, she will be hard, but she won't move. Okay, because all my energy will dissipate here and hurting. If I'm pushing, okay, I can put more energy. She will move. Okay, but I won't hurt her. I'm more in control of what's happening. That's the idea of what we call a levant. Okay. You okay? And
say something about that pushing again. Like, why push? Do you actually push with such a soft sword?
yes.
Please show.
Uh,
How does it work?
for example, okay. The idea is here, I get closer because I can't push if I'm reaching out. I get closer and then use the rotation, the shoulder and the hands to just, in a motion, it will be something more like this.
I mean, is it actually your purpose, your idea to push her away?
No, my purpose, my idea is to,
This away.
the idea is not, exactly, if you expect maybe a very fast light attack, okay, move a little, run, and then I intervene here and she's not ready to resist the same energy. It's a change of rhythm, it's a change of distance, change of energy that I put. So maybe I get her used to very soft and light touch up and down, then bam, trying to push, and you can do it also with the lateral.
So I guess what you just did, that you pushed her sort of away is valid for.
Yes. Because again, I'm not hitting strong. I'm just pushing.
You can hear it also.
It's a different, it's very different between doing. Yeah, you can see even a little on the lateral. Vieni qua, meglio. my basic lateral what we've seen so far is something like this. I hit, if there is a block, I go back, ready to go for another attack, okay? But, maybe let's do a second look at the and push, okay? I'm not hitting fast, I'm just changing the distance, put more energy, and she's not expecting that maybe, and so she's used to a light touch, trying to move away the blade fast to go block for another attack. Instead I kick and push, and maybe I can hit her. But this is what we call the variation. Okay. There is other variation like we can double the attack. Nothing is fancy, but just to let you understand. Something like this. Okay, instead I'm going back, luring her into, okay, you will go somewhere else, instead I pam, double the same attack. Or another variation can be a change of tempo during a sequence. With this, okay, I changed the tempo, I did a read in the meantime, and she was ready to a certain rhythm, and then she lost that rhythm and she was, where is the saber? Okay, these are, you start doing the exercise like we did, bang, 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 target, and then the more you advance, you can do, the more you are proficient in doing techniques properly, okay, the more you can insert variations for the duel, for the tempo, different distances, different energy.
Can we try this? Keeping the tempo?
You can try it, we can do it, okay? So, let's try. Come here. Why not? We will do just what we know, so we'll start again with the second variation.
That's like our moves.
Okay, so, for example, we can start very easily like, again, what we know, bang, 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 and then instead of going back on this attack, I will just go back, let me see, maybe from a desk it's easier, from here, okay, instead of going here with Fendente, I will just go with a in, okay, and then maybe on the left. For example, it is bang, 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 giving a rhythm, and then change immediately. Even if you are slower, because your rhythm becomes slower, your attacks are less frequent, okay, for a moment, it really bothers your opponent when there is this change. If you get your opponent used to a certain rhythm and you change, it really confuses. Okay. So, if you want to try, please. I don't know, but they ask, so you have to aim. You don't have to go fast, okay? You can do variations of going slow. The important thing is to give a rhythm that is slow. Now it's very, you have limited options, and so it's easier to reach which is bad.
Albo powtórzyć, to jest samego nie.
You already know what to do.
When we say go, it's like, yeah.
Okay, good. That's a feint, okay? You did one good, and then you did something else. Okay. You change the rhythm of the
Entro, chiudo la distanza. Non importa come si fa. Okay. So now, very slow. We can try to introduce a little more dual things. Okay, using just the three techniques that we practiced so far, so the lateral and the connected. Okay, but no more in a sequence or in an exercise, but in a, let's say, a dual. Okay, don't start to be competitive, please. Okay. Now the purpose is to start to learn how to practice without guidance. Okay, without an exercise. So some basic, you will start to experience maybe some what we call sparring, okay, with one of us, okay, just to be sure. And we will just use our sabers because they are a little lighter than yours, okay. So the idea here is that we're going to do this duel only laterally and fendenti, like you already experienced, and sorry. Okay. Then we can do 2 or 3 pairs at the same time. Okay, so very, very slow. We will start. We are dueling, so we can move, and there is no or attack. Someone will attack. Do 1, 2, okay, and then maybe change and see. Okay, 1, and then change, and then okay. It happens. Okay, really well. We don't have to go fast. Couple rules. Okay, just to be sure. First, remember, no trust. Okay, if you are starting to panic, okay, please just stay here, head down. Worst case scenario, they will hit you and not you. Okay, try not to. Okay, this can be quite dangerous for your opponent. Okay, and we don't want to get hurt. It's not fun to have injuries. Okay, it's fun to be able to. Okay, I receive a hit. Who cares? Let's do it again. Okay, let's go. Couple more rules we will introduce now, but we are not asking you to be proficient in this. Okay. How our point system works. Okay. The whole body is a possible target except directed on the face. Okay. But there are 2 kinds of targets. Okay. From the elbow included and all the rest of the body, the arm, shoulder, the head, the chest, belly, waist, the thigh, the knee, okay, and up to the knee. These are our main targets. If I hit him in one of these targets, I get a point. And if we are dueling, we are sparring, even if we are doing an exercise and they receive an hit here, he will say, okay, part. Our sport works a lot on auto liberation. learn to declare when you're hit. Okay? There are judges during the tournament, of course, who for the decisions, but still it's mandatory for us to be able, after the first trial class, of course, but to learn how. Okay, even if we are doing exercise like Ensara is calling an attack. Okay. This means this helps him to understand that he did something good, and this helps me to remind that he did, so I need to practice more to defend properly. Okay. And it's also a sign of respect because I admit I'm saying, okay, you did good job. Okay. Then we have the secondary target, but it's a little more complex. So over the body is the face again. So the forearm, the hands, the heels, also this part of the leg that is called the calf.
The calf is the muscle and
okay, so below the knee and the feet. Okay, these are secondary targets. Okay, they don't grant me a point if I hit them during a duel. They don't grant me a point, but they grant me a little advantage. When you are hitting in an E target, okay, you have to give your opponent a tempo, opening your guard, or at least removing your saber from the space between okay, from the interposition. Okay, and but you can still move. Okay, so but E, this is something that usually happens. If I'm good, smart, I will hit B, and they will try to reach without that. Okay, I'm not expecting you to be able to do this now. It's another thing that requires training to become disciplined, very properly moving and go back. Okay, so forget about E, forget about maybe not about all. Okay, let's try. If you are in a proper position on the head, you should be just on the head or on your arm right now, because the attacks that we have seen, these are the targets. So if you're in on the target, just say okay, it means you hit me in the proper target. Good job. Okay. But again, let's try not to make it competitive now. It's sparring, it's fun, it's something that it becomes more fun the more you train, okay, but in order to train properly, you have to go steps. Okay, so starting slow but smooth, okay, going for the right technique, trying to be very precise. Okay, trying to, okay, but you can go even with other attacks, okay? And then, the more you practice, of course, the more the thing will become okay? The more you practice, the more things will become faster, smoother, without any danger. Still yes. Sorry? Two speeds. Yes. Let's say the appendices are E, whereas F is O. Yes.
I cannot like hear.
If it happens something like this is an O. Okay, because yes, if not, I would be able to just block everything with my hands. Okay. Or another very common case, we meant O. Okay, I can declare E because maybe I don't understand where I am, but the judges will start and say no, that was an O. I say, okay, it's not a mistake if you declare me here because you stand here and introduce. Then the judge will start to say, see, this is actually was not because the target was just behind. Okay, we'll try to do a little sparring, please. We will use our sabers, that are a little lighter than yours. Okay, so we will avoid injuries. You can start to sparring with me, Bart, maybe Manon and David, who will jump in, will take turns. Okay, and we have space for 2 rounds. Thanks all. The other can wait, maybe there. I think I left mine. I saw this from Lisa. Sorry. And I left the one I was using somewhere. Yeah. Probably there is also. I have So who wants to start? One with bar, one with ring. Please. Go. Okay, yes. So, one more thing, exactly. Before any duel, we also have a salute. Okay. Our is very simple. It's like raising your blade in front of your opponent vertical. This means to give honor, respect to your opponent. Then opening on the side, I'm inviting you to duel, and then we go on one of the position. You just not one of the position, but can be this, here, or even more. Okay, and from here, someone will say, the start to the judge. If I will say start, go, or via, or nobody will say it, we just start to move, okay? And go for right. Someone with bunch? I think we need one more saber.
There is one here.
There is one here. Okay, what's your name? So, you can ask your saber, you know, just
I think we're good.
so, yeah, okay, and then it works. slow down. You get to learn this is for you, okay? look, the sense of our practice and our discipline, the main rules, and let's see some basic stuff of the Form 1. Okay. Of course, today you are, I'd say, way more experienced than the average person practicing Ludosport for the first time. You can see on how you move, how you handle the saber. Usually people are very, very bad at it when they come for a first class. And of course today we have way more time, so we're going to see, okay, maybe try a little, but okay. Hi. So I think we can stay 45 more minutes because
Yes, it's free. We have time until 7 p.m.
Okay, so as I said at the start, Ludosport divided the techniques in different forms. Okay, and each form can be used in concert with the others, but still has its own uniqueness. Okay, and some of them are very, very different. Like we are doing different disciplines, different sports. Okay, if you think about, for example, the Western Olympic fencing, yes, they have 3 different disciplines: the foil, the saber, but more or less let's say the main asset, the things is the same. Okay, I don't know if I do it properly, but in Ludosport, our forms starts to differ a lot one from each other. Okay, like say, oh, but you're doing something very different, like almost a different sport, a different discipline. Can seem that way, but the nice thing is that then you can merge all of them, okay, in your own style, in your own sequences, using different forms. The more you advance, the more you practice. Okay, we've seen some Form 1. Again, Form 1, 2 hands, very balanced, very steady. All these attacks are from the outside to the inside. Head blocks, okay, stand this position, standing position. For example, I'm not the best one to do this, but maybe I will. Who is good in Form 2? You are? I don't know. Okay, I will just introduce them, but we'll go on.
Shall we switch to Form 2 now?
I want to give you now a little overview of some of the forms, just the core idea of them, and then maybe we will see some techniques of some of the forms, just to let you understand how it changes the more you go on. So, for example, Form 2 reminds more, again, the Western Olympic fencing. Okay, so from this position, our stance will change into this. Okay, but it's not this. Okay, what?
No problem. Go.
It's good enough. I'm not the best. I'm not the most expert in this one. Okay.
It's not a problem.
Okay. They're judging me.
We will take the phone also.
Okay, so instead, as you can see in Form 1, okay, instead of searching this kind of attacks, okay, with Form 2 we go with a different kind of things. We will search more for the hands, okay, and then this can start, go Form 2 a little. We'll search with hands on hands, we'll search more lanes on blade with a blade, okay. This more relaxed, it's more fast, more directed in a line, okay. Still there are a lot of variation and everything else, but it changed really the perspectives. No more these rotations and these two-hand control. It's more little steps, control the center, and then try in this case she controlled the center, trying to reach for the target, always without the thrust. Okay. When I move towards her, my tip is always outside, so this will happen. Okay, or I can do this can be stuff, always from outside to the inside. I will never go this. Okay, and it changed a lot the duel. Then, just moving on, seeing the basic forms. We have Form 3. Form 3 introduced, like in the lore of Star Wars, it can be more like a reaction style, reaction form. Okay, it's not defensive, it's reactive. Okay, and for example, one of the classical styles of our Form 3 is this one. Go for 1, please. In which, for example, go with a lateral. This is the classic Form 1. Okay, in Form 3 we can do something like this. Okay, for blocking. And from this, I can start keep my rotation to go doing something else, or I don't know, again, can do E and O, okay, trying to react. There are more complex techniques like,
Let me stop you for a moment.
See.
You mix the forms when you fight.
Yes.
Right? Like one person can be form 2, the other person can be form 3.
The fact is that you learn techniques, but we divide into forms more. And then when you fight, you can use whatever you want. During a fight, you can start in form 1.
You can switch forms.
Yes, I can start in form 1 and then switch it from the center, and then I'm going again to ends, and then charge on 5
So you
attack.
don't have to declare which form you're
No.
using.
No.
Okay.
And all the forms can be used together, can merge, and everyone can find his own style the more you go on, because maybe I'm not very good, or I don't like going one-handed in the center and then don't really feel this is mine. I prefer to be more with rotations and 2 hands in the saber, and so I can mix them easily from 1 and from 3. People can love to jump, on roll, other stuff. Okay, you can merge together.
Just briefly, and how do you rank the style if you can switch styles? But then
We will see
sounds like you can do
later.
whatever
We
you
will
want.
see it later.
Later,
A style
we will
judge
get
should
some
know
time.
everything. At least the more. Okay. So from 3 is reactive. There are what we call rotations, but are not spins. Okay, we are not going in front 3, for example. We are not doing these. Okay, because we are there, but we are doing what we call rotation, that are more wider movements. Okay, that can change the distance between me and my opponent. I can change the ends, or again, it's reactive like fendente. Maybe instead of a block of form 1, I have something that can allow me to react on the blade always when moving, and then go for the target. Okay, this is more, my blade is usually closer to me in front 3. I don't want to give my opponent a distance. I want them to feel safe in coming close, so then I can then intercept them and then react. Okay, it's a matter also of deceiving the distance, deceiving my opponent, giving them fake distances, like, look how much space you have. Here you have no space to advance. Okay, you have to go around, up, on the side like we experience. You have a lot of space. Yahoo, but no. For example, then there is form 4. Oh my god, I'm too old for this. Form 4, it's what we, it's like in the Lord of Star Wars, it's the more acrobatic one. Okay, so it's the form in which we introduce jumps and rolls, and it's the body that controls the saber, and it's you throw the saber, you follow it. It's more. I'm not really too old for this, but the idea is that you are not doing any more things like this with the balance and everything else, but more you are doing things like this, moving a lot. This is not enough out of balance, but moving more, never being close to the opponent, and then you can introduce like jumps this way or rolls. Okay, very basic rolls. Okay, like
Sounds like nobody's watching.
like basic rolls. It is. I'm not the best example of this. Okay, for sure. But in which you lose balance, you change direction more, like you do things like this, you throw your body here with the blade here and then switch this way, okay? Changing the direction using the unbalancing of the body in this case. Okay. First part is always balanced, fourth part is always out of balance, for example. And then we have from 5, how to describe it? Sarah, will you help me?
I will not.
Okay, for 5, the core idea, some people would say it's more aggressive, and somehow it is, okay, but still it's giving the opponent the perception of being aggressive, so the stance is more forward, and when I do basic movement, I will charge and prepare my attack like she knows I'm coming, okay, always in control, okay, because for example after a strong hit, it's not strong, it's very powerful, always control, very readable for her. Like, bam, I want her to block here, because then maybe very fast I can go in another direction, change the direction of my blade very fast, up, I can go down, okay, and even if she keeps moving, I can reach her. I can defend myself attacking the attacks, for example, in front 5, I don't know, findente, I will really attack the attack to find an opening and going for something else, okay? That's my main idea from 5, and again, expert of front 5. Not me. I'm expert of front 1, it's my favorite. What else to say? From 6 and 7, we won't show you because they are still being developed by the funding masters. So, testing production. So, for my next time, okay? And, sì.
Ci vuole un po' però.
Vabbè, iniziamo anche questo di I will keep talking, okay, to finish my job. Huh? Yes, I want to finish the overall, then we can try maybe 1 or 2 techniques for each part. So you have to experience like from this to this to this to that, just to see how much you change also the work what you have to do with your body, with the control of the blade, because to hands it's very different from this is very different from this. Okay. Now my assistants are preparing different things, because some years ago the masters came up with the idea and say, oh, okay, we have so many things to do and to prepare with the long saber, why not adding more things in the meantime, okay, even before finishing the forms, okay. So they decided to put in the arena also the short sabers, daggers, okay, and the saber stuff, okay. And so in the last, I'd say 5-6 years, they stopped to developing Form 6, but people are waiting from 2018 at least, even a little before, and they start to develop the advanced forms, that will be 3, 4, and 5, with the other weapons. Okay. Thank you. So, I'm really bad with the other weapons, but I can show you some really basic stuff. Okay, so for example, short sabers. You see that we have 2, so we have an advantage. We have 2 tempo. We can use it together. Okay, being a very big advantage. The fact is that the blade is way shorter. Okay, it's more or less 2/3 of the long saber, and this distance is a lot. Okay, so the long saber maintains the advantage of the reach. Okay, she can reach my key target, and I'm completely outside of what we call Misura measurements. Okay, so because if not, they will be too strong. Okay, so what can I do with this? A lot of things. Okay, I'm not aware of anything very advanced because I'm very bad with that. But the basic idea should be these guns are an attack arrives, I can block, and in the same time intervene on the E, so she will have blocked, and the other one I can enter. Okay, or so the idea is that I need to find my way to close the distance the more I can. Okay, to use the advantage of having 2. Okay, and this line of shield, sword, but they have to be interchangeable, because if she attacks me on the other side, I have to use this as a shield, and this time I failed completely, okay, and she hit me, okay, so I can do a lot of things. I can bam, movement, bam, for example, okay, it's just a very quick demonstration. And again, there are people that are specializing in training and dwelling with the 2 sabers. And then,
so then I guess you don't ever use double long blades?
not a lot. I know some basic stuff, because just to let you understand.
You don't use double full-size blades?
No. Even the saber stuff, the blade is a third different measure, okay, but it's in between the short and the long. Okay, so they have 3 different lengths. Okay. This again because this is a little less strong, because you don't have to separate you have one weapon, but with two blades, okay? So there is still a big advantage. And this is the fastest weapon, okay? Because you have the longest lever, okay? And when you do something, you just push on the other side and you are in, okay? So this can be very, very fast. Come here, like this, okay? And bam, bam, 3 offenses in a very little time, okay? Again, this is probably for me, it's the hardest to be effective with during a duel, but there are people that are specializing a lot and they are becoming very good with this, okay? They are so fast, so menacing, okay, but still so controlled and so fun to duel with, okay? You see just blades turning around, so, oh, and then, oh. And yes, I won't show you anymore with this because I'm a danger. Okay, just to let you understand. And you can train with one of these, you can train with 2, you can train with 3, you can also specialize in all the 3 weapons. Difficult, but you can. Okay, and you can choose what to use to every tournament, actually in every duel. Okay, the same tournament you can switch weapon between a duel and the other. Okay, if you are proficient in more than one. Okay, and of course in our tournaments you can use whichever weapon you want and you can face another weapon. Okay, so it's not long saber versus long saber, short saber versus long saber. You decide, you want to bring another weapon, you don't know what, and you do it. Okay. Again, short sabers and saber stuff are relatively new, yet they are been training just for 4 or 5 years back with the COVID in the middle. So we are starting now to have people good enough to be really competitive even with those weapons, because somehow it's not, when you start using a weapon that's not long saber, it's not like starting from 0, but almost. Okay, you have to change all the distances, all the measures, all the control, because for example, short sabers, the blade is shorter. It means it's less flexible. It means when you hit harder, so you have to control more, and you don't have 2 hands to control, you always have 1 hand. So yes, when I have 2 hands, okay, it's very easy for me to control this, and if I have a longer blade, it is more flexible, and this. When I have 1 hand, I have to control everything with just 1 arm, okay, and this won't bend as much as the other, so the hit will feel harder on my point, so I have to become even more proficient in control. Okay, if you are struggling with control, with long saber, short sabers is not your way, for sure. Okay, because you are really to be sure to be able to reach touch without this. Okay, because you can feel it. Not this, but a little harder you feel it. So this is more or less the Ludosport system for now. We know if it will change. It can change because it changed in the time. Okay, so again, it's not fixed. Everything is fixed yet, so we are still experiencing its development. Okay, and just one last thing to give you a complete overview. When you start, you will do for 1 for at least 1 year, then for 2 for at least 1 year. Okay, and then the 3rd year we introduced a special course that we call the course Y. Don't ask me why, but Corso Y in Italian, okay, in which during that year you experience some advanced forms with all the 3 weapons, okay, and then the 4th year you can start the form 3 with your chosen weapon, also all of the 3, okay, but it's a discovery year for helping people to have a change of mind from the very, let's say, classic and technically focused first 2 forms. Okay, the first 2 forms are very like, okay, do this attack, do this block, do this attack, do this block. Okay. Instead, the more you go on, it's a little bit, the things start to change. Okay, you don't have attack and block, but you have movements that you can use for many different things. You have to learn concepts more than techniques. Okay, and the 3rd year should help people to enter this new state of mind while trying different weapons and different forms. Just to give you this overview. Okay, but I think we have still 20-30 minutes before the lunch break, so what do you want to see or experience or try? Do you want to see one or two techniques for each form, or just to understand how it works? Do you want to do more from one? I don't know.
Let's practice something.
Okay. Let's start to do something very easy in form 2. For example, I will change this. Okay. But you can decide. Show them some form 2. Something that they won't kill with.
Let us move a bit before the lunch break. We can still do for like half an hour, whether you feel the lunch break is long. So.
Yeah. Yes, we can go for half an hour, trying a couple of things in front of lunch.
But actually, let's just organize a bit because there is not. I didn't reserve anything for lunch break, so we either order and wait, or we go somewhere with smaller groups. Harder to organize if you feel like going to a restaurant. The closest one is a bit Syria, right? And it's not a large one. It won't even cost all of us. I think there are like 4 tables for each. So that's one option. And the second option is to order, and then we have to wait for like an hour.
We trust you.
We trust you. And I would say we can either go this option or this option. Like when we switch, when we divide in half, and part of us go here. So if we order, like perhaps we should order now and just keep practicing.
Okay. We can do that.
That's a bit harder to organize. So again, if you feel like some Chinese food, or if you like a pizza,
It's fine. For us, it's really easy.
it's the same.
You are more than us, so please raise your hands for the options.
To będzie najgorsze. Jedni pójdą po drugim, to tam pół godziny różnicy między jednym a drugim i tutaj przyjedzie w jednym miejscu.
Okay, so let's just decide who feels like pizza, and I just order it and switch later on. 1, 2, then I will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I'm not surprised if people from Italy don't know.
Yeah, it's surprised we're not very French, maybe they like it.
And I guess the rest will decide on your own if you want to move somewhere or not.
Okay.
Okay, so I just order for like 9 or 10 or 12 people just in advance, like 3 large pizzas, like the very large pizzas, and wait for them, okay?
Okay.
So carry on and
I will leave it mark.
jedna bez oliwek, jedna bez.
Proszę, jedno pepperoni, drugie margaritę.
Okay, carry on and
Yeah. One saber. One of our sabers. Once one of our sabers practice. Another little thing, sorry.
okay, I will just be for 3 minutes and you carry on.
Okay. Okay. We have also brought some spare of our practice gloves in 3 sizes. If someone wants to just try them, you have again, so try it. If someone wants to try it any size.
Co tam?
Someone wants to try an S glove. Try
Napić się też nowe. Ja już dawno. W ogóle chyba niepotrzebnie zrobiłaś ten uciek. Chciałam, że się skaże. To jest. Ale one są
Way easier to interact with the...
No tak, no to nie jest ja jestem a to może dlatego, że pewnie chcą to 90 coś tam możliwe. Właśnie. Ale
going to show you a few stuff in form 2, and I'm going to show low attacks because I don't want you to stab each other in the chest. It's not the nicest way to start. Come here, don't worry, come here. So most of the what Lorenzo showed earlier in terms of the modality of the attack is exactly that. So most of the time I will have the tip of my blade in front of my opponent to control the space. But when I attack, I can't stab him. I don't want to stab him. So what I'm going to do is like a fake stab, in the sense that I'm going to open slightly the tip of my blade outside of his shoulder line on one side or the other. And once I'm here, I'm just going to push with my chest and open, so that I'm sliding on him. Okay? It's easy. But pay attention, because if okay. So pay attention to one thing, don't underestimate the opening you do, okay? Because if you underestimate it, you're going to stab it. Okay? So I'm going to start with the Guardia. The Guardia we have is much more like lower in terms of stance. I'm going to still be in front of my opponent, but I'm going to be much further down. Okay? And my blade is going to be almost the tip of my blade, sorry, will be almost on the ground. Okay, so I'm in this position, still like straight with my upper body, and I'm going to have all these kind of movements which are going to help me to enter the distance. Simply as an attack, so I'm going to start with this posture, so you can try to like go, die. So I'm facing my opponent, my legs, so look at one thing. If he's my opponent, my legs are wider, they are longer. Okay? So I'm wide, but I'm not that long in terms of distance. I'm not doing this, I'm doing this. Okay, still a bit wide. And I'm going down to the ground so that my leg is in front of my opponent. Okay? So from this position, what I'm going to do now is open on one side or on the other. Okay? Just make a step, like either a full step as you did before, or just a half step as you did before also. And I'm going to open at the same time my wrist, just this like simple movement, just open on the side, entering the distance, and then I'm going to like attack this way. Okay. One hand. Just keep it horizontal. Look at the movement I'm doing. So basically, it's the tip of my blade that is driving the movement. So I'm in this position, the tip is moving on the side, and now I'm following the tip of my blade. I'm not doing this movement, I'm not doing this and then that. Okay? I'm directly going for the leg. Okay?
No, it's just if we change, so we try at the same time. If you want to add it.
Okay, so just because you need the reference in terms of position. So what you do is go by pairs. Okay, so there, just two lines. Yeah. There is an extra saber if you need there. That's right. 2 by 2, 2 pairs. It's fine. So you can all of them go in position. So you don't have to have a long reach. Okay. What is important is the width of it. Is something like that. In terms, like if you look at the ground, you have lines on the ground. So if I have the heel of one of my foot in front, the second leg is not going to cross the second line. I'm going to be inside of this space. Okay, something like that. Okay, and I'm going down to the ground. Yeah, this is okay. And keep your weight in the center. It's fine. So go more down to the ground. So don't stay there. Bend the knees. Down. And now, so I'm supporting my blade. Just supporting. I'm not fully supporting it. I'm still a bit like in a neutral position, but more support. Fine. Something like that. Okay. My left hand is to either grab my heel or protect my face. So it's somewhere in the middle. It's not there. Okay. It's there. Okay. Fine. So now so all you guys against the wall, you don't move. The other line is going to attack you. So you don't move from this position on. The other guys, so you just open the wrist, okay? Put the tip of your blade on the right side of your partner, okay? And now what you're going to do is just to make a mezzo passo, like a half step, while you open the chest to attack the leg. Yes. So if you look at my wrist, I'm not turning it, I'm not doing anything. I just open my wrist and touch it directly. Yes. Open. This is So it's not that because you're trying so like like bend your knees. Okay. So hand in the middle. Okay. What you do first is just you put it on the side. Okay. And now you bring your leg forward instead and exactly. Okay. And then bring yourself back in the position. Try to put the leg in the position when you
from your corner.
Just open and then mark. Worry that you are going too much on the outside and then you come back. And just straight on the outside and now I'm going to just like pushing in this direction.
Do you want to try?
Yes.
So we will wind it up wider. Not this. We are going to fake press. And then open.
This leg is more. This position, it's okay? Okay, let's switch. So the guys against the wall are going to attack your opponent. Allez, go on. Guardia. So same position. Bend your knees. Tip of the blade almost to the ground. You open the tip of your blade on the right side and just step and attack. Come back in the front. What? Yes. Not that much. No. You will have
There you are a bit doing
and try to be guard.
It'll help you in this neutral position and then
It's not easy. It's not easy.
yes. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, don't forget, at the beginning, your blade is in front of you, not on the side. In front of you. And now, you're back just like this. Yeah. This. Okay. So you have to close. One step back. Okay, now you. Yes. Yes. So now,
Dopiero jak ma kamerę, można uczyć się. No, to jest dołączyć na
Yeah.
Okay, stop. It's okay. So from the center here, I'm just going to show you. You have a question? No, it's not. I'm just going to show you a quick difference between this kind of movements. So, basically, you can do it from one side and also on the other side. So, this kind of movement you can perform on the whole body of your body. Okay. So, you can start with this kind of like low position, and then you attach the leg of your opponent, one side or the other side. Okay. And cross the line. So, what I can do also is go higher. Okay. I can attach also the shoulder. Another movement I can do is actually go vertical. Okay, and then there is you can see on this movement that my hand is most of the time going to the center. Most of the time it's going to be on the center, whatever movement I do. So most of the time you will see that my hands when I am attacking are pretty much in the center line with my opponent. Okay? So to defend against this kind of movements, it's actually pretty easy. The only thing I have to do is to slightly deflect the blade of my opponent on the side. So for example, if you do the same kind of movement I just showed, and attack here.
Sorry,
Okay.
yeah, let's okay,
So-
what do you want?
So if she attacks here, you can see that the hand is pretty much in the center. And when she comes here, actually it's a light contact. Okay. So the only movement I have to do in this case is just a slight deflection. I will try to put my blade, the tip of my blade on the strong part of her blade here. This kind of movement, and it's going to push the blade outside of my body. So if we do it dynamically, so the same movement, I just have to do this. Okay. So we'll keep my hand on one side, not too far from my body. Okay, but just pretty much in the center. The tip of my blade is still menacing and keeping the center, and I'm just like pushing the blade slightly lower. So against low attacks, it's the same thing. So you can attack here. The movement I'm going to do, is similar. So I'm just going to do this. Okay, so it's just a slight rotation of the hand on the side. That's all. And I'm slightly pushing the blade away. Okay, because it's geometry. So if the blade is this direction, I'm just changing slightly the angle here. The blade will be much further away now from the target. So a small deflection here has a strong impact on the position of the tip of the blade. So if we do it again, just this movement is more than enough for me to cover the rest of my body. Okay. Now I want to continue to attack. we're not going to practice that now. We're going to do some other stuff. But one stuff that one kind of techniques that we really work on in Form 2 are called dominio. It's like controlling the blade of your opponent. Because from this position, I can actually control the blade of an opponent, and then enter the distance to reach for her. Okay? It's not easy to perform because my opponent is not going to keep his blade like still. Okay? But it's a really interesting way of like finishing assaults. Okay? That's all for Form 2.
Okay.
Okay, you're done?
I mean, yes. I mean, I can show you stuff, but it's the same stuff at several levels.
Alright, okay, I was not expecting to be.
I can continue if you want.
Okay, if you want to go on for
Maybe there is from 3, from 4, there are a lot of
I
stuff
will not
to
get
see.
that for. Okay, we can show maybe something in Form 3 very quickly, just to. Okay, so in the pattern we have to focus also on the tournament part, so we can go on until we put the right. Okay, is the point of oh, you want to do something? Just whatever you prefer. I'm fine with you talking. Okay, you can go on.
So, Form 3, for me, the advanced forms, you have a lot of techniques in each of them, but actually the techniques only work if you use them in a specific, with a specific idea, with a specific strategy. Then we'll talk about Form 4 and Form 5 later, but most of the time, the display movements that we're going to see now are really specialized so that the concepts you want to apply in the fight are going to work. And most of the time, if you don't really know what you are doing with your blade, I mean, if you don't have a clear purpose in your head, why you use specific blade positions and this kind of movements, it's not going to work. You're just going to die a lot of time because you don't know when and how to apply them and why you apply them. Okay? So it's not just like random techniques added on top of each other. Actually, they have been designed to fit a specific purpose for the concept that we want to use and to apply in the fight. Okay? So Form 3, we're going to use it's a more reactive form in the sense that I'm trying to push my opponent to do advance, okay? To take the risk to do that. To do so, I have many options. The easiest one is just to show a target. Okay? So I can show a target to my opponent, even with my blade behind me, or on the other side, whatever. What Lorenzo showed earlier is a really good start. So for example, Star is coming to get my shoulder there. I can do two stuff. In Form 1, we saw this kind of movement. So I'm just going to come here and parry. Okay? But what you can see is actually, it's easy for my opponent to know and to anticipate where my body is going to be. Okay? My body is going to be in specific positions. My hands also. You know that hands are a target, so it's easy to reach for them and to kill your opponent. In Form 3, we are trying to be a bit more deceptive about that. What we want to do is to change, not only to go backward, but also to go on the side. I'm going to come this way. Okay? So I just did a half step on the side. I did not even went back. But now what you can see is that the distance is out of distance. Okay? What if I'm still stay here? If I'm staying in the same distance, in the same line, but doing the same step, I'm in Missoula. I'm in the distance. But no, I'm not in distance. It's just like geometry. Okay? From this position, actually, what my opponent is going to instinctively do is to slightly correct up her attack. What she's going to do is, instead of waiting for a target here, she's going to reach from me a bit further away. And most of the time, she's going to slightly imbalance herself toward me like this. Okay? And that's what I want to do, because once she did it once, okay, even if I cannot defend it or even if I defend it, the second attack she's going to do now, because the rest of my body is open, she's going to do a longer attack. Even longer. Okay? So she's going to come, I will do a second parry, going like out of the way and also out of the axis, the second time, trying to unbalance her even more. Okay? Now she's going to do a third attack, maybe even longer than the second one, and that's when actually I'm going to enter now in distance. Okay? So it's really simple in terms of concept. And what I'm trying to do is to pull her so that she like take more risk in terms of distance. And then I'm going to use this risk she takes in terms of distance against her. It's fine? And now, all the techniques we have in Form 3 is to do that. All of them. Okay? To pull her, and then to enter the distance. Or to push her, and then to enter the distance. Okay? So, what we are going to do now is just like to see a few passing of the blades. So I'm going to start with this guardia. Okay? We have different guardia depending on the form, for a simple reason. In Form 1, I'm in this position. But I'm giving a really clear information to my opponent in terms of distance. My opponent knows at what distance he is from me, or in this position, he knows. But from this position, it's much more complicated actually to read the proper distance between me and my opponent. Okay? Because I don't have a referential between the two of us. It's clear? It's fine? So from this position, actually, I'm still having the same opening, so we can attack, we do the same movement. I'm going to come with this derivative position. So in terms of steps, it's a bit different than what we did before, because I need to move on the side, okay, and to rotate my body slightly at the same time. So we are going to use these steps also, maybe in form 5 a bit later, I don't know. What we are going to do is just to do this kind of step. So I'm going to put the tip of my foot on the ground, start to transfer the weight on it, but at the same time I'm going to rotate my hips. Okay? So I'm in this position in front of my opponent, and the attack comes, and I'm just going to do this movement, going away. Okay? So you are going to try that. Without a saber, without an opponent, it's fine. Find yourself a referential on the ground. You stay at a specific distance from it, and try to just transfer your weight on the front leg, reach a bit on the side with the rear leg, transfer the weight, rotate, and go. So easy. Come, take the space, come.
When you do the sequence of I thought you were going to do that. No, that is.
Not, don't embarrass yourself. Actually, the leg stays in front a bit longer. In terms of distance, you will increase. With this step, I'm going to go.
Sorry?
I'm going to go away. And then doing the rest of it.
It's okay. It's a good step. It's just you are walking. The academic way is putting your weight here and turning. It's just that. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, in this particular case, the variations
Start later.
then increase.
The factors that is that you want your knee.
No, I'm
Sorry, what's the famous?
No, it's just the difference between
It's more of a concept.
This and
You
it's
don't
just a matter of safety for your knee. It's just a matter of safety for your knee. It's very much common that if we teach move the foot like that and then turn, a lot of people will do this. So all the feet on the ground, rotation of the knee, and then maybe they will fix the position. So there is no moment where the knee is turned, twist, and then you get hurt. This is just a instead if we start all in this moment, with this kind of movements, the knee is already in the correct position. Therefore there is no twisting of the knee.
It was a comment.
Okay, so it's just a comment to make the rotation of the knee.
Yeah, and the same thing. I don't want our people to do this.
And I'm not changing your position and you will be if you are aiming here. Instead of one.
They will, and you will show them to some of them. They will probably easily.
It's a little different, but in the world it makes
And then
a lot of
this.
difference.
But the people are not used to it. So we teach just this movement because it's safer and easier.
In this position, you're sure a bit.
Yes. You are already with the foot, you are already setting the direction of the heel. You see that the heel is setting the direction of the heel. So here, I am with the left, so I will put it in this way. Instead, if I go back, if I go through this, we are not twisting the first. We are not twisting. We are twisting also the foot. You see that the knee and the foot are in the same direction. Therefore, there is no twisting. Instead, like this and this. People is not easy.
So in one way,
I keep
Yes.
with no much.
It's just you are fighting at some point to do this.
You can
You need to take you like now and use the foot of time.
And you can adjust.
Maybe just like to read about 5 minutes about
Okay, it's okay, guys, come here.
Yeah, it's okay, but you need to be aware of it.
So, it's just the first movement. What, if you do it like sometimes, what you can see is actually the final position you are going to have is really dependent on the position of your hand. If the first step I'm doing is on the side, my body is going to be facing this direction, but going this way. Okay? If I just not come here to the side, but slightly with a more angle, my body is going to go away from my opponent. So you need to work on the precision of these kind of steps to use them effectively, efficiently. It's important. So now, from the same position we start again, she's going to attack me now with the destroy we saw in form 5. So I have this guardia, it's pretty in form 1. So it's pretty easy. The position is easy. Don't overthink too much. I was in form 1, this position. You have this kind of defensive position. Fine. Just raise the blade and twist a bit more and you got the guardia. I'm not going to work more on that. Just try to have it now. So if my opponent is in front of me, my lower body is like still pointing this direction. Okay, my blade is on the side here, not close on my body because I need some space to move. And the upper part of my hilt is at the level of my shoulder. Okay, for this position. Okay, it's a relaxed position. It's fine. So from this position, my opponent is going to attack me on my left shoulder, and what I will do is the same step. Okay, for now, go and just going away. Okay. So what I want to do first is to be sure that I'm outside of the distance of a strike. Same movement, same position again. So this, okay, I'm outside of the distance. Okay, so do pairs and try to use that. Pairs. Okay, the line against the wall without the door, you start to attack.
We are attacking.
So the other line, attack. So you are
The wall without the door. It's the wall without the door. It's a weird way of giving an advice. It's like attack. My line attacks.
You attack. Guardia, via. Go. No, it's your line.
That's what she said.
Okay, on the other way, the other person attack. Change the attackers. Change the attacker.
one is this. Increase the slope of the wrist. This way you can step want to keep your sides. Okay, a little too much. Okay, I know where you're starting from this position. Okay, this direction. Okay, stop, come here, come here.
You were taking
Manon,
right, but you went towards the table.
come guys, come. So, just to continue a bit on the same, with the same kind of techniques, she's going to do the same attack, I'm going to go away. So, same position, the attack comes, it's going away. What I'm going to do now with my blade is just this simple motion. I'm critically do. Okay, you shake, just do this, and bring it up. Okay? At the same time, I'm going away. You have to pay attention to one thing, please, because you don't want the blade to be pointing toward your opponent. Okay? I want your opponent to come closer. Okay? So if I'm in this position, she's not going to come closer. So what I want to do is to have my blade like as vertical as I can. This is okay. Okay, don't bring it like much forward. So same movement. I'm going to go down with my blade and then up. And in terms of distance, you can see that she's not really far from my elbow and from the rest of my body. Okay, so I'm in this position. Fine. It's okay. So do it again with the saber distance. Two by two, and the line against the wall starts to attack. So it's a death throw. One attack. Yeah, but yeah, so there's the door. You're right.
Okay, stop. You guys come here? I mean, both of you did it? No? Okay, so switch.
Yes, it was beautiful. Yes. Let's stop this. Come, guys. Okay, just a quick movement, then just to finish the kata. So, the attack is going to come on my left shoulder. It's not changing. First attack is this one. I'm going to parry. Now, all my back is exposed. Okay, so my opponent is going to reach for my back. What I'm going to do is simply going from this position. I'm going to defend my back this way. Okay, but I'm going away. Okay, so the attack is coming. I'm going to defend there, going away from the attack. So once again, you can see in terms of distance, I'm outside of the mizura, of the reach. Okay? Yes. So let's change. Same position, the attack is coming. So I'm defending here. So the attack comes, just going in front of me and defending with this movement in my back. Okay? I'm bringing my blade, not like I'm not like there. I'm on my right shoulder still. Okay, bringing the blade here. What is important is for you to generate some inertia with the blade. So my first defensive movement is slightly in front of me. Okay, so there, don't move. The second movement is I'm creating this kind of like strong circular movement to come and defend me in my back. Okay, so this movement. And if you can't reach me, it's fine. I don't care. Okay? I'm not that far from now. Try it. You have a
Who has your partner? I can be your partner. No, it's fine, but I'm guessing this one. Ah non, look on the left. Attack combien? Yes.
Yes, now I can see what
guys. So the last movement is to close. The assault. So it's what we call the seam. It's simply a movement that I'm going to enter the distance to kill my opponent. So we start from the same what we did before. So first attack is coming. Okay, second attack is coming. I'm trying to pull my opponent, and the third attack is going. This immediate punch is going to come again in this direction. What I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to enter the distance now. Because she's going to do half of the job for me. For me to enter into the distance, standing guardian or guardacorta, it's complicated to enter because there is a blade waiting for me. And the distance is really long. But now, if she comes toward me, and I'm doing the same step at the same time, it's much easier, it's much faster and much easier for me to reach the distance. Okay, to close the distance. That's exactly what we're trying to do. So we start again. No, first defense, second defense, I'm going away, and I'm simply going to rotate my blade around my shoulder. Okay, bring it down, and at the same time entering the distance to come to reach for her hands. Okay. So just for now, do that. Okay. So out of the distance, and then enter the distance. Don't punch your opponent. Okay. And pay attention because the hit. It's really, it's not nice to stab the hand of your opponent with a hit, okay, or the face or anything. So when you go back from the attack from this position, when I'm entering the distance, try to be cautious where you put this part of your blade, of your weapon. Okay? Okay, go. Giro, so change partners, and wait.
Okay, yeah, there are some. Go. I thank you. Ready? The first attack I'm going to do is I'm going to be in the move. It's fine. So now when I'm going to attack, I'm not going to attack. The point for me is like this. I'm almost reaching. Yes. So from this position now, I'm going to attack.
movement is you start from there, in front of you, almost, and then you just quickly to finish, I don't know if you have the time to train it or not. So, the end of the movement, I'm just going to start again from the position where I'm defending my back, okay? So I'm in this position. The attack is going to come in front of me now, okay? So when the attack comes, what I'm going to do is go slightly in the distance. Slightly, like it's a small step. Once I'm doing, like at the same time, I'm going to like raise my leg, also raising my elbow, okay? Just doing this. So this, and then I'm going to push down with my leg. So I'm from this position, you know. So here, now that that comes, I'm going to do so this and going down, okay. And at the same time that my leg is going down, I'm going to release my left hand from the hip, okay. So from this position, I'm going to do this, okay. So this movement, and I'm going to reach for the front hand with my left hand, this position. So I'm blocking the attack with my blade, and I'm also blocking the hands with my other hand. So you can see that my chest is closed. I'm in this closed position. So what I'm going to do now is just open. Okay? So we use a lot of this kind of movement, so closing and opening of the chest to like move the blade around, to create more inertia, do other stuff. So from the same position, so the attack is coming, second attack is coming, there, directly. Okay? Try to reach for the front hand, and from this position, once you are really close, then open. Don't do it too fast for now, because you're going to mess it up. Okay? Please pay attention to the where your hip is passing in space. Okay? You want to bash the hand of your opponent. You are going to break fingers. Just really close from you, and then come with the hand. It's okay? Do it. Claudia, start. You can, so either you start from the beginning of the movement or you start from the blocking in the back. Walls. Walls, yes. Someone told me there are walls everywhere.
Super tiny. Safety having something very far, so that you have all the way around.
So basically from this position, just go back to some here. This one, because I want to stay so basically, so what I can do, I'm supposed to open your hand in also you don't stop. So even from this position, I have okay. Because now it's safer to stop there. But if I'm something from this position, I have direction. So what I could do, I could do this. So this is what I'm going to do.
When it will stop.
Okay, this time to spell sword.
Okay, let's go hard exercise because we line, so we can have a break and then we start the
Chodźcie, bierzcie na środek, to jest classic way. Time for a break.
Do you want? Any
Yes,
second?
yes, yes. This is like an official end of part 1.
So read.
Amazing.
Read.
Okay, go down. It's a lightsaber, go on. We're waiting for you. Okay, fair enough. Thank you. So we can have a break until 4 p.m. So do that before, okay? So you have 2 hours from now. Do whatever you like, and we start at 4 p.m. Okay?
Okay. We can start.
We will stay here anyway. Hey guys, we will stay here anyway. So if you feel like doing anything extra, do it. If you feel like moving below, you won't start official class until 4 p.m. Okay?
If you want to start earlier, we can.